The work of civic engagement in higher education is really grounded upon the idea that learning happens in a matrix of knowledges, and some of those happen in an institution like a high school or a college, and other ones, equally important, happen on the streets and happen through real life experience.
When I came to Wagner, I came in very timid, very shy, not confident at all. I don't even recognize the person that I was. And the thing that I had that was so important in my freshman years was the Wagner program. And for the first time, I had a group of people that believed in me.
Jazmin is amazing. I have known Jazmin her entire career at Wagner and after. Through the time period of that first year that we knew her, she really began to find her voice.
I learned by people believing in me. I also was able to believe in myself, and I think learning those things transformed a lot of the work that I wanted to do.
Jazmin came to us first as an intern. Through Wagner, she was very interested in our transnational project, so she got to meet and sit into those meetings and understand really how communities themselves are finding the solution. We were looking for a cooperative development person for a long time. Jazmin, once, because she already knew the community, she spent time with us here. She understood all of the other programmings that we were doing and embarking on.
I think by engaging with professors and continuing to engage my work with the CLCE, and just like how tight-knit the community was, it felt like I was able to be introduced to a lot of these leaders like Gonzalo.
So I heard about Purple in my sophomore year of high school. Mr. Gannon actually, he stopped me, sat me down, and made me apply for it. And honestly, it was the best thing that ever happened, because look, I'm here at Wagner right now.
Purple is a leadership academy that identifies students who are not going to go to college. And the Leadership Academy basically takes these students and introduces them to their community as a part of introducing them to civic engagement and how their leadership impacts their community.
I'm very thankful for Mr. Gannon. He was always there to motivate me, to push me, even when sometimes I just wanted to give up.
For a number of reasons, Pedro may not have pursued a college education. Through his participation in the Leadership Academy, Pedro shone as a leader and a local change agent.
I know me as a student, I had a lot of things that I needed to talk about with people, or I needed someone to just trust and like talk to at times. And I want the students to be able to trust and talk to me. By working with the CLC and the Port Richmond High School students, I now want to be a teacher. Like, I want to work with students because I feel like you could do so much more to the youth and help them, because the youth are our future. So like, we might as well start sculpting them, you know?
So after graduating from Wagner, I had the opportunity to work in accounting, but that didn't allow me to work with students.
I worked as basically an assistant to Ashley Olson's, who runs the Leadership Academy at IS 51. I helped her out a lot with starting the Leadership Academy there.
Intermediate School 51 is really positively impacted by the relationship it has with Wagner College. The staff and the students at Wagner interact with my students, and that really makes college be on their path and make it something that they think is attainable for them.
To work as a coordinator of the Seahawk Raider Center at IS 51, it allows me to work creatively with the students to help them become agents of change in their future, and also to help them strive for a better future for themselves.
It was nice to be able to help extend that pipeline, so we now have IS 51 as the middle school that has a Leadership Academy, and then Port Richmond High School is that next step, and then that extends to Wagner's Bonner programs.
So the pipeline began when we started working back, really from Wagner College working with us here at Port Richmond. We said, well, why can't our kids be like the college kids in Purple and do the same thing with intermediate school kids? And that became the Markham Leadership Academy.
Our goal is that MLA kids will eventually become Purple kids. And then those Purple kids then go on to Wagner or go on to college.
I look around and I see very committed faculty, very committed students, and very committed parents of those students. I see a board of trustees who has bought into this vision, who has been exposed to how powerful this work can be. I think a good leader like Richard Garassi plants seeds for many, many future leaders, and I think all of those leaders have been blossoming around this campus for the past 2 decades, and so now it's our time to pick up that mantle and move forward with this work.
I've really come to see just how much Dr. Garassi has done for both Wagner and the community outside of it. His belief in this office and this program has been so strong. To know that higher administration is supporting the work that we're doing on a daily basis really helps to make it as impactful and as successful as it can be.
His vision created all of this that you see, and it's phenomenal. And I really give him an enormous amount of credit for that vision and for holding strong to it and for working closely to develop it.
Wagner's Civic Engagement Program is about educating citizens and building communities. It lies at the very heart and soul of who we have been and who we are. This is about building a generation of leaders who are inclusive and built around service. We need your friendship, your support, and your financial commitment. It's very much at the heart and soul of who Wagner is. Thank you so much for your interest and your commitment to this work.